Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I am going to be making a tier list video for all of the legends and Apex Legends currently in Season 17. This is their current state. I'm not really thinking about future buffs or nerfs or anything. This is just how they are. I am going to be rating these legends based off the diversibility, if I could talk, the diversity of their kit. Can they play offensive? Can they play defensive? Do they have team support? So let's go ahead and get right on into this. And I just want to preface this by saying every legend is useful and good in the right hands with the right players, but I think some legends are objectively worse and some are objectively better than others. So let's go ahead and get right onto it with Ashe. I'm putting Ashe in the B tier. I think Ashe's passive is only good for newer players. I think her tactical is decent, and the ultimate leaves a lot to be desired, honestly. So yeah, I'm putting Ashe in the B tier. Ballistic, I'm going to put him in the A tier. I think Ballistic is very good offensively, and he has a lot of team support, honestly, with his ultimate. Makes him so good in a fight. And he's one of the few characters that his ultimate doesn't hurt or help like your teammates or the enemies. So like Crypto's EMP stuns your teammates. It also stuns him and hurts him. Revenant's ultimate can, the enemies can take advantage of that. Ballistic is truly awesome because it doesn't hurt your teammates and it doesn't help the enemies. It only assists you and your teammates. So I think he's very unique in that regard, and he's a great legend. Next is Bangalore, and I'm going to put Bangalore in the A tier. I think Bangalore is really good. She has a solid kit that helps the team. But the only thing with Bangalore that holds her back is she is unfortunately one of those legends that her abilities can really negatively affect the team and the teammates. But other than that, honestly, Bangalore's solid. Her passive is one of the best in the game for just winning a 1v1. And yeah, she's top of A tier for sure. Bloodhound, I think this is going to surprise some people. I'm putting him in B tier. I don't think Bloodhound's that great anymore. B tier is still good. Don't get me wrong. B tier is balanced, but he's just not as good as he used to be. I think the passive is a little bit overrated, to be honest. It's not that good. The tactical is fine. The scan is what it is, but his ult isn't as good as it used to be, but he's still good. Catalyst. I'm going to put Catalyst in the S tier. I think Catalyst is an amazing legend. Her ultimate, you can use it offensively, you can use it defensively. It blocks scans, which is just amazing. Her passive is one of the best passives in the game. Honestly, it's great. She, unlike all the other controller legends, can lock down a room with her passive, which is really unique to her. Caustic, you got to throw down traps. Rampart, you got to throw down walls. Watson, you got to throw down fences, and those are all tactical abilities on a recharge. Her passive holds a building with no recharge. It's amazing. Like, you don't have to wait for her passive to regenerate. You're not on a time crunch with her. You could just block a door, and you can continue to do that over and over and over again. Amazing character. Caustic, another controller legend. I'm putting him in the A tier. I think he's good. I think his passive leaves a little bit to be desired. I think a good buff idea for Caustic would be to where, like, scanning into his gas doesn't work. Because right now you could just use a digi threat and spot him super easy in the gas. Like, his threat vision in the gas is honestly, it's beat by all the scanning legends and by digi threats. But other than that, Caustic is amazing. His gas the ultimate is amazing in games. You could use it to make plays. You can be offensive with it, which is really nice. Or you could play him very defensively. So yeah, Caustic's A tier. Crypto, I'm putting him in the A tier, and I'm putting him behind Bangalore. I am a Crypto main, and I love him, and he has an extremely wide kit, probably the largest kit in all of the game, of all the legends. But Crypto is a think tank, kind of high IQ legend, very hard to play, probably the highest skill ceiling in the game. Crypto requires a lot of patience and a lot of time to learn him correctly, and he's great. I just wish the EMP didn't stun teammates, but other than that, Crypto is amazing, and he goes in the A tier. Fuse, I'm putting Fuse in the B tier, and I'm going to put him right behind Bloodhound. I think Fuse is really good. I just think a lot of people who play Fuse rely way too much on ability spam, shooting all their grenades, all the knuckle clusters, the ultimate. I think Fuse is best played when someone mixes in gun skill with the grenades, like, you know, forces an enemy out from behind cover with grenades and then beams them with their weapon. So, yeah, but I think Fuse is really good. Gibby, the old Gibby, we're putting him in A tier. If this was like Season 4 Gibby, he'd be S tier for sure. But I think Gibby is still really good, but I just think the bubble is countered a bit too hard by Maggie's ball and Crypto's EMP, but especially Maggie's ball and her drill to some extent. But Gibby's still amazing. Good team support. He's got a shitload of health. Like, that passive makes him really hard to 1v1. Like, you've got to have great aim on a Gibby to 1v1 them when they have their gun shield up. But unfortunately, Gibby's greatest weakness is he's just so big. He's very easy to hit. He takes a lot of damage, but Gibby's an amazing legend. Great revive too. One of the best revives in the game. Horizon is S tier. No doubt about it. Horizon is always going to be S tier unless they nerf her tactical. Horizon's amazing. Let's be honest. She has one of the best movement abilities in the game, probably the best. She has a great ult, great passive. And yeah, she's amazing. The only thing that you can really knock on Horizon is she's a skirmisher legend, and they have kind of a lame ability, like class ability, but she's S tier for sure. Lifeline, I'm putting Lifeline at the bottom of B tier. I don't think Lifeline's very good. I almost want to put her in C tier if I'm being honest. Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to put Lifeline in C tier. I just don't think she's that great. I think that res is honestly one of the worst reses in the game. And here's why. Let me explain myself. Think of it like this. When Newcastle goes to res you, you go down, Newcastle starts resing you, you think, wow, I'm good. I'm getting up. I am 100% getting resed. When you start getting resed by Mirage, it's the same feeling. You're like, okay, cool, I'm good. I'm getting up. When you get resed by a Lifeline, I immediately panic unless I am very far away from the enemies, and I'm like, I'm probably gonna die. If you're in a close range fight and you're getting resed by a Lifeline, 8 out of 10 times you're getting thirsted. Even if she's right in front of you, guarding you, a lot of times the enemies will still go to thirst you because they know you're completely defenseless. You're completely defenseless, you're exposed, she's not, like, if you're getting resed by, say, Horizon, someone with no special res ability, and someone turns the corner and they catch you, they're gonna shoot the player who's resing. When you're getting resed by Lifeline's drone, you're getting thirsted. No doubt about it. I think her ultimate is not nearly as good as Loba's. It's okay, but it has a 3-minute timer. I don't know why, because it's not that great. Loba's ultimate outperforms it 10 times. The passive, I think, is very underwhelming, and a lot of times gets the other players killed that she's trying to res. The only thing good about Lifeline is her tactical. So I'm putting her in the C tier. Loba is going in the S tier. Loba's one of the best legends in the game. She is an amazing support legend. She has a great tactical that can be used in a multitude of different ways. Her passive helps her on early drops, you know, like the right off drop. It helps her find better loot quickly. And the ultimate is incredible. One of the best ultimate abilities in the game. So yeah, Loba's solid. Loba's S tier for sure. Maggie is going into the A tier, and I'm gonna put her right above. I'm gonna put her actually above Crypto. I think Maggie's ultimate is fantastic. It can be used defensively if you're being pushed. It can be used offensively if you want to push. It can be used just to rotate. The second you see a Gibby bubble, you should just be throwing this thing. That's going to always catch Gibby off guard. Like, whenever I'm playing Crypto, I always try to EMP Gibby's bubble as well, because Gibby's just aren't expecting that. I think Maggie's fantastic. I think the tactical is amazing. I think the passive is good enough. I think Maggie's a great character. Mirage is going into A tier. Bottom of A tier, but A tier for sure. He has an incredibly wide kit too, similar to Crypto's. He has a true recon ability with the drone, or not the drone, sorry, the decoy hits. Whenever someone shoots the decoy, it shows everyone on that person's team to everyone on the Mirage's team on their minimap. Incredible. Great ability, right? His res is probably second to only Newcastle's, maybe better than Newcastle's in the right scenario. The ultimate is great for winning 1v1s. The tactical is pretty solid itself. Mirage is a very well-rounded character. Very well-rounded character. And it's good that he's a support legend now. That's the role he truly fits. Newcastle. I'm putting Newcastle into A tier, and I am going to put him above Maggie. I think a good Newcastle... You know what? I'm going to put him above Bangalore, now I'm thinking about it. Because Bangalore's abilities can hurt the team. Newcastle's abilities do not hurt the team at all. And you could play him aggressively as well. He's not just a defensive legend. You can punish teams that are trying to hold high ground by just using your ultimate on them. You can deploy that ultimate, jump 50 meters onto a team, knock them off of a rock or off high ground. They're going to get flung back. They're going to be stunned. And now Newcastle has a great position with a bunch of cover. His revive is probably the best in the game. It's right there with Mirage's. And the mobile shield is really good for being offensive or defensive. I like Newcastle. I don't know why he has such a low pick rate. Octane is going in the C tier. I think Octane used to be an amazing legend. I think Octane sucks now, I'll be honest. The padding can be a lot of fun, especially when paired with a Crypto EMP or a Revenant Totem. But I've got to be objective here. He takes 20 damage when he uses his tactical ability. That's like going from blue armor to white armor in an instant. And he only gets a 40% speed boost for 6 seconds. That's good, but it's not amazing. The passive is good, but it's only really there to counteract the tactical. So it's, you know, it's okay. And the pad is so damn loud now, you can't sneak up on teams with it anymore. You can't really do that Revtain meta from like season 9 effectively anymore because it's just you're not sneaking up on teams. They know where you are. And the pad, I beam so many Octanes out of the air because it's a bad way to rotate. Bad way to rotate, and you really can't play Octane defensively either. He's a purely entry fragger aggression legend who's not very good at rotating his team. So he's going in the C tier. Pathfinder is an S tier legend. I think Pathfinder is amazing again. He's always been really good, but with this zipline buff and him getting a boost to his passive where he can travel on his ziplines faster, just makes him really good. The grapple is incredible. Even a decent Pathfinder could punish teams with that grapple. It's amazing. The zipline's good. I think his passive leaves a bit to be desired, but it's not bad. You know, you get your ziplines back a lot quicker. So Pathfinder, yeah, he's an S tier legend. I think Pathfinder's really good. Rampart I think Rampart's the worst legend in the game, hands down. And hear me out on this. Her passive is useless. And you know why? Because light machine guns suck. They're bad. You never see anyone carrying a Spitfire to the end game. You never see people running a Devotion, a Rampage in the end game. No, because they suck. People trade them out for better guns, R99s, cars, flatlines, 301s, Mastiffs, every other gun. Light machine guns might be the worst gun category in the game. Honestly, they all suck. I think they're all bad. I think the only thing that might be worse is snipers, but that's debatable. I think snipers play a much better role than light machine guns. Light machine guns suck. They're all bad. So Rampart. The walls. Everyone says the walls are so good. They're not. You can destroy them. They're very easy to destroy. And if she's setting them up, they're super easy to destroy, and they take a while to set up. So she is a very one-dimensional character. You are not playing Rampart offensively, and if you say you are, you're either one of the best players in the world or you're lying. Rampart is a one-dimensional character, and she doesn't even do that one dimension very well. She can't hold down a building better than any other controller legend. All 3 other controller legends, Catalyst, Caustic, and Watson, hold down a room better than her. They can all be offensive better than Rampart can. So the walls are not that good. The passive sucks. And so let's look at the ultimate, Sheila. If it's set down and placed, it's very easy to counter. Just avoid it. Just don't peek her, right? She can't move it. And if it's mobile, it has that super slow spin up time. So how do you counteract that? Well, that's easy. Just peek in and out of cover, do 20, 30, 40 damage to her, peek back behind cover before she starts shooting. Let her shoot her minigun at you. Once she stops, peek again for another couple seconds, do a little bit more damage to her, and it's an easy kill. It's not hard to fight a Rampart. Just peek shoot. Yeah, I think Rampart's the worst legend in the game by a good amount. I gotta be honest here. Moving on to Revenant. I think Revenant's C tier. I don't think Revenant is as bad as everyone seems to think, and here's why. The passive is good. You can flank and be stealthy fairly easy with Revenant. The tactical, the double silence is really good. He gets 2 charges of that silence. You can counter legends very well with that. Shoot a Wraith or a Horizon with his silence and then watch them panic. They have no idea what to do and they can't use their, kind of crutch abilities. The only thing that sucks about Revenant is the ultimate, and it's really bad, I gotta be honest. A lot of times it leaves you exposed if you can't get to the enemies in time because it has that 30-second timer. Enemies can take advantage of it as well and use it against you. They can use his Revenant or his ultimate. It's so loud and he has that huge pulse. It's very easy to detect where it is, where it's been placed, and it's not hard to destroy. So I think Revenant is a C tier legend, but he has decent team support. With his shutdowns, and the Death Totem can be used and provide some team viability. So I'll put him in C tier. I don't think he's that bad. He's just awfully big. He's so big, and he doesn't have any movement or shield abilities, and he doesn't have Fortified. He should have Fortified. Moving on to Seer. Let's not bullshit ourselves. Seer is still S tier. That nerf that they did was really just a rework and a buff in some ways. As long as Seer has the heartbeat sensor, he's going to be S tier. The heartbeat sensor is so good. It is probably the best passive in the game. It lets him know where everyone is. Even if it has a timer now, so what? So what if it has a timer? It shows him where everyone is for a couple seconds. So, I mean, it's so good. The ultimate's good. The tactical is really good. So Seer, yeah, S tier. Valk. I'm putting Valk in the C tier. And I'm going to put her below Lifeline. I don't think Valk is very good. Her passive got nerfed into the ground, and she's kind of just a big target in the air unless you use her passive in short, quick bursts, which a lot of Valk players don't do. So she ends up, kind of being a bullet sponge in the air because she's just so damn slow. The tactical is very it's okay. It's pretty easy to dodge. And the ultimate is literally useless now because of the evac towers. Tell me, why would you take a Valkyrie into ranked when you could take a Fuse, a Bangalore, a Maggie, and still have their ultimate and have Valkyrie's ultimate with the evac tower? There's no reason to pick Valk anymore. Let me tell you this. You can't find an EMP on the ground. You can't find a black market on the ground as loot. You can't find a caustic ult on the ground. Her ultimate ability is on the ground, and it can be picked up as a survival item. There's no reason to take Valkyrie anymore. Vantage. Vantage is A tier, and I'm going to put her above Caustic, but below Ballistic. I think Vantage is really good. I think people play her wrong. You should not be using your sniper rifle to scout enemies. You should be using your passive for that, and you should be taking out the sniper rifle when you are ready to shoot someone, and not until then. Her passive is amazing, but people don't use it well enough. She could spot a lot of teams in the area very easily, and their armors. That's amazing. Why would you not love that passive? But yeah, Vantage is good. She has a lot of team support. She could be used defensively to run or offensively with her repositioning and sniper abilities. Watson is B tier, and I'm going to put her above Ashe because I think Ashe kind of sucks. The thing with Watson, you know what? No, I've got to put her below Ashe because Ashe's abilities are a bit more offensive and defensive. She's a bit more versatile. Watson isn't. Watson is a defensive legend. She does it very well, and I like the pylon. It's really good. But she just doesn't have very much offense in her kit. She just doesn't. She is a very defensive legend, but she does it well. She does it way better than this character down here. So yeah, I actually think Watson's not bad. And when you get hit by those fences, you are dead. Moving on to the last legend, I've got Wraith, and I'm going to put Wraith. I'm going to put her up here above Pathfinder, and I'm actually going to switch Seer and Pathfinder. I'm going to put Path at the bottom of S tier. Wraith is amazing. The passive sucks. If it worked right, it would be amazing, but it's not, so it sucks. She could rotate the whole team so fast. You can make offensive plays with that portal as well. You could run with that portal if need be. You could move your team faster through the storm without taking damage if need be. You could block off rooms in a defensive way with that portal if need be. Wraith is solid. She's really good. She has some movement with the portal as well because she runs faster. And her tactical is incredible. It's not a get out of jail free card like it used to be, but it's still really good if you know how to use it. So yeah, this is my list, guys. This is just my opinion. If you disagree or agree with anything I say in this, feel free to leave me a comment. I'm always reading those comments, but please be respectful to me and to other people. And guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe for more. And guys, take it easy. I will see you in the next one.